It's Thursday. I want to give you a reminder. I haven't said anything, but I'm not doing a Friday review today. This whole week's been kind of messed up, so I'll just wait till next week. I do have a good one though. Anyway, I would like to go over. I got 4 tips of of for communicating with the person who's triggered your trauma. So this is something I had to really deal with over the years after you get out of a relationship that's abusive. That can happen after you've like even like a car accident, a really bad car accident. You can have things that trigger you. Now, I had a real hard time. I didn't want it to be part of who I was, the trauma. So that is something that I'll start to help you work with that. We'll start that next week. But I do know sometimes it can be really hard to communicate how you're feeling. But these are just 4 simple steps that you can take so that you can get out there and do that. It does make your relationship stronger if you can try these things, okay? So let me get to the first one. And that one is, I know once again, here she goes again. It really does. You do need to have to stop. You need to take a deep breath and you need to stay calm. But first stop. And then take a minute. If it takes 2 or 3, that's fine. But the person that's doing the triggering doesn't know that they're triggering. I used to have a hard time listening to country music. I mean, it was just real hard for me. I still have a hard time having a certain pitch of a voice is real hard for me. So I'm so glad that Joseph has a higher pitch. So that works out great for us. Next, you need to acknowledge your feelings. And this is once again what I was talking about. I know you want to pretend like it never happened. You want to go forward. That's your whole thing. You want to keep going forward. And I get that. But when a trigger happens, your body will physically do things that you have no control over. Okay? That's why you need to stop and rebalance yourself. You have to acknowledge your feelings. This is not the time to be tough. It's not going to change it. It's just going to delay it. Because you'll keep having these over and over again. So, if I was going to be in a situation, I usually didn't tell anybody, first of all. But let's say I knew I was going to be in a situation where this could possibly happen, I would tell them beforehand. But that was rare. So usually it just came out of nowhere. Smells, anything like that can happen. So you internally have to acknowledge your feelings first and realize that they're real and they're true. You can't take that and not do something with that. After that, you need to learn how to express what you're feeling. You can do this in a calm way. This is some techniques, and we're going to start going over those techniques. But there are certain techniques that you can use to communicate what you're feeling. But the first thing first, though, is you have to stop and recenter yourself. And then you have to acknowledge it. And then you're able to express. So these are the first few times that you do it. Yes, it will seem like it's slow motion, but these things happen real quick. So you'll get used to that. And then the last one I want to go over is please avoid placing blame or judgment on that person. They didn't know. It's you didn't know it was going to happen. So they certainly didn't know it was going to happen. And if you're expressing yourself, and let's say you express yourself and you have a good conversation. Now if it were to happen again and they dismissed you, then you would need to start setting up boundaries. But once again, we'll start getting into all those things. And I also want to say we're going to go in depth on more of these things, but you do need to be in my group. So in the comment section, I will put a link to my group so that you can be in there. And go ahead and please answer the questions too. But anyway, go out there and have a great day. And I am going to make a live tomorrow, but it won't be the Friday review. So go out there and have a good day.